Hi, I'm Brunt Smith. This short lesson is part of a series called Countries of the World. Today's lesson is on New Zealand. Reading. New Zealand lies about halfway between the equator and the South Pole. It is made up of two main islands, North and South Islands, and many smaller islands. The first people who lived on these islands were the Maori, who arrived about 1,200 years ago. Early in the 19th century, New Zealand became a British colony. New Zealand has a population of 4.7 million people, 2018 census. The country has three official languages: English, Maori, and New Zealand Sign Language. The capital city of New Zealand is Wellington. Other important cities include Auckland and Christchurch. New Zealand boasts a beautiful and unique landscape, which includes mountains, lakes, beaches, glaciers, rainforests, and geysers. New Zealand lies on the Ring of Fire, an area that surrounds the Pacific Ocean, where earthquakes are common and volcanoes very active. New Zealand has about 400 earthquakes each year, of which about 100 are strong enough to be felt. Places: Auckland, Christchurch, New Zealand, Pacific Ocean, South Pole, Wellington. Discussion. 1. Earthquakes are common in New Zealand and volcanoes are very active. There are also glaciers and geysers. Does your country have any glaciers, geysers, or volcanoes? Have you ever experienced an earthquake? If yes, where and when? How did it feel? 2. One of the official languages in New Zealand is Sign Language. Can you speak or use Sign Language? If you can, where did you learn? Exercises. Match the phrases in column B with the words in column A. Number 1. Common. E. Ordinary, not special. Number 2. Surround. F. All around something. 3. Arrive. G. To get somewhere. 4. Equator. B. Halfway between the North and South Poles. 5. Geyser. C. A spring with hot water or steam. 6. Glacier. A. A mass of ice moving very slowly. 7. Island. D. A piece of land surrounded by water. Each of the following lists contains one word that does not belong. Underline the word that does not belong. Give a reason for your choice. 1. Island, continent, ocean, mountain. The word that does not belong? Ocean. The reason: an ocean consists of water. 2. Geyser, glacier, landscape, volcano. The word that doesn't belong? Landscape. The reason: all the visible features of an area are called a landscape. 3. English, Italian, French, British, Maori. The word that does not belong? British. It is not a language. 4. Auckland, South Pole, Wellington, Christchurch. The word that does not belong? South Pole. The reason: the South Pole is not a city in New Zealand. 5. New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Canada, USA. The country that does not belong? Japan. The reason it is the only country where English is not an official language. 6. Ring of fire. Earthquake, lake, volcano. Ring of fire doesn't belong because earthquakes are common and volcanoes very active. In the ring of fire, earthquakes are common and volcanoes very active. Next exercise. The following statements contain false information. Identify the errors and make new statements with the correct information. Number 1. New Zealand lies about halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. The correct statement: New Zealand lies about halfway between the equator and the South Pole. Number 2. The first people who lived in New Zealand were the British. The correct statement: the first people who lived in New Zealand were the Maori. Number 3. The Maori arrived in New Zealand about 120 years ago. The correct statement: the Maori arrived in New Zealand about 1,200 years ago. 4. The capital of New Zealand is Auckland. The correct statement: the capital of New Zealand is Wellington. 5. The Ring of Fire is a large volcano on South Island. The correct statement: the Ring of Fire is an area that surrounds the Pacific Ocean. 6. New Zealand has about 400 active volcanoes, of which 100 are large enough to climb. The correct statement: New Zealand has about 400 earthquakes each year, of which 100 are strong enough to be felt. Next exercise. Complete the crossword puzzle below with words from the text. Number 1. Down. A city on the east coast of New Zealand's South Island. The answer: Christchurch. Down. Number 2. Hot lava, volcanic ash, and gases come from this. The answer: a volcano. Across. Number 3. The capital city of New Zealand. The answer: Wellington. Down. 4. A sudden violent shaking of the ground. The answer: an earthquake. Down. 5. The indigenous people of New Zealand. The answer: Maori. Across. 6. Halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. The answer: equator. Down. 7. A spring that ejects hot water and steam. The answer: a geyser. Last one, number 8. Across. A body of ice that is constantly moving. The answer: a glacier. Homework. Write a sentence with each of the following words or phrases. Number 1. Active. 2. Arrive. 3. British. 4. Common. 5. Make up or made up. Number 6. Halfway. 7. Surround. Thank you for watching this lesson from the Countries of the World series. Teachers, if you are interested in purchasing the printable PDF lesson with answer key with the presentation used for this video, please go to essentiallanguageresources.com. Students, if you are interested in booking an online class, please go to englishclass.today. Both links are provided in the description. See you in the next lesson. And remember to give the video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and subscribe if you want to see more useful lessons.